Howdy people, you know what this is. Your living legend, Jay Mack. Thank you for joining me in the Fassst Lane. And you know how we do it here. We live legendary. The Talmud said the best revenge is to live well. And that's what I'm about. I hope you about that too. That's why I'm doing this video to help you get your life together and your things in order. So that you can get your life together. So you can get your life together. You understand me? Because I got mine together thanks to Minister Ewan. So I hope I'm offering you half the help Mr. Ewan offered me. But then you still win, because then you know I'm going to reference you to Minister Ewan. Alright, now we are going. Oh yeah, to Living Legends. The link is in the description to my nephew's website, so you could join the movement to be legendary. And I thank you for your support. I really appreciate that. You're not under no obligation to buy. Just check it out. If you buy it, it's greatly appreciated. Thank you. Alright. I park on this side of the movie theater because right next door there's a liquor store, and sometimes it gets rowdy over there, and I don't feel like being bothered tailoring my video to the noise these people making. Oh, anywho, we are back on things to look for to spot witchcraft activities in your life. We stop on coping. How does your family deal with cope with disappointment, setbacks, and the like? And how do they handle success? That says a lot about somebody. You know, some people get real stink once they get $1 more than you. Now, if you did that to somebody, well, you get some apologizing to do. And if you could probably salvage the relationship, you can try. For me, I can't be involved with no one who do that to me. Because as far as I'm concerned, you are harboring ill will and hate and anger all the time. Now that you have money, you don't need me, so you can tell me and show me just how you feel about me. So I'll accept the apology. You keep going. I know where you're going. I don't care where you're going. I go in my way. I don't want you near me. That's how I do it. You don't have to do it like that, but that's how I do it. Now, the next thing to look for witchcraft activities in your family, like I said before, these are not surefire things. These are just hints. Now, if these start piling up, that's a red flag. Yeah. What are the relationships like with your family, within your family? Like, I mean, like Minister Ewan said, like, are people getting married late? Are they getting divorced? Are they not getting married? Are they having children out of wedlock? And those children having children out of wedlock and the likes. Things like that are also a red flag that there may be witchcraft activities in your life. And the next thing to look for is, how functional is your family? Excuse me. And when I say a family, I don't mean the family you're born into. I'm talking about generationally. Like, your parents and their siblings, your grandparents and their siblings and their cousins. What is that relationship like? What are those relationships like? Once again, with birth order, look at your birth order and look at how your relationships have gone and the relationships of those who share your birth order in your family. That there's something worth looking into. Let's see how it's going to. Oh yeah, another thing, right? Also look at the type of friends that your relatives have. I look to see if they have anything in common with the type of friends you have. Now, how I came about this part of relationships was watching the households of Atlanta. Yeah, I get no respect for those women. As big as Atlanta is, why are these women, if they don't like each other, always around each other? Like, I always found that dysfunctional. If I can't get along with someone, why am I always where they are? And of course, it dawned on me that they're doing this for the camera. So they're doing it to get attention. And of course, they get paid. But look at the relationships you have, the relationships in your family, the relationships you have with the people around you, and see if you notice a pattern. Now, the fact that those women on the households of Atlanta are getting paid to do this, to me, is still dysfunctional, because most of you in your 40s, why would you be on a show like this and conducting yourself like this, and you have children? And I find it real strange that these women are comfortable doing this year in after year in. Year in, year out, year after year. Like, at what time do you realize I'm doing the same thing over and over? The same thing is happening over and over. And that's another thing. When you're doing the same thing over and over and can't even notice it, which is kind of difficult to do. But you won't be able to notice it until someone points it out. So I hope my saying it points it out for you to see it. That the same thing keeps happening to you over and over and over and over and over. You keep meeting the same people over and over and over and over and over. Just like Minister Ewing said, when you keep meeting the same people over and over in relationships, that's a red flag. You keep attracting the same people, especially when you say no more, then it happens again. Not when you say never again, and it happens again. You've been, I call it magnetized. You've been magnetized to something. You're on a frequency that attracts that. Now, depending on your age and what decisions you have made, it could be your responsibility or your fault and the consequences of the choices you made. Excuse me. But if you under 25 and the same thing keeps happening to you over and over, and the same thing is happening in your family over and over, chances are someone in the family, like Minister Ewan said, put their hands to witchcraft, or someone sold you to the beast, or both, which is a scary thought, believe me. The next thing you get to look for to spot witchcraft activities in your life is to look at how your family handles money. If your family's attitude towards money is to buy what they need and buy what they want and beg for what they need, it could be that you're under a curse, that you've been sold to the beast, or someone in your bloodline went to the witch of Endor. And also another thing to look at is how does your family manage money. And Minister Ewan point out that the hallmark of witchcraft activity is poverty. And to me, I think poverty comes, I agree with the man, but I think comes from your management of money. You don't have to have much. Having little doesn't mean you are not responsible for managing it well. Like Jesus said, who is faithful in little will be faithful in much. So having a little bit of money and not managing it properly, to me, is a double whammy that witchcraft may be in your life. Because not only is the spirit of poverty in your life, your thinking is messed up. You don't see the need to manage the money because it's a little or a small amount. But To be entrusted with more, you must be able to handle little. And if you can't handle little, how can you handle more? Look at the people who win the lotto. I'm like, Lord have mercy. If I ever win the lotto, well, should I say when? Because the mega ball is tomorrow. Today is Friday, tomorrow is Saturday. Excuse me. And I hit my lick and win $400 million. There is no way me, will go broke in this life while I'm alive. What my children, grandchildren do, that's different. I hope I raise them right, teach them right. But it's on them. But me personally, I am going to be a good steward. I can't remember, there's a guy on television that does This Old House. The guy from Texas. And he said something I never forgot. This was 20 years ago. You are to be a good steward of that which you have been entrusted. And I love that. Are your family members good stewards of what they have been entrusted? That may not be a red flag for witchcraft activity, but it's a breeding ground for poverty. And if it's a breeding ground for poverty in real life, chances are it's even easier for the spirit of poverty to enter your life. And if your family mismanage money, it's now your responsibility to learn how to manage money. And the first thing to do is keep an account of how you spend your money. Secondly, spend your money wisely. That's not if you want to know how I approach money, just let me know and I'll do a video for it. That's another topic. I'll be here all day. What's the next thing? Yes, responsibility. How does your family handle responsibility? Do they take responsibility for their actions? Do they accept their part? And when things go wrong, do they find someone to blame? Do they make excuses? See, if you don't take responsibility, how can you improve? How can you correct what went wrong or what happened if you don't take responsibility for what you did or your part in it? And I feel that attitude leaves a gap in your character to allow evil spirits to attach to you. Because you can always find someone to blame. And you never take responsibility for your actions, so you never do anything about it. Perfect breeding ground for if, like, alright, well, this is what I should have said in the beginning. Mr. Ewing has a saying that he always says, I can't remember it, from Proverbs, that evil can't attach itself to you unless it has a grounds for it. And to me, character flaws are breeding ground for evil spirits to attach to you. The cause, I can't remember it. I'm going to look for it. That just came to mind. I should have said that from the start. Let me see if I have that. Because I know I have the notes in here. Give me a second. Cause, it's in Proverbs. Alright, come on. Oh goodness, I gotta look that up. Sorry. Well, anyway, you have got to assess the character flaws in your family and in yourself, because they're breeding grounds for evil spirits to enter your life. The next thing, to be good stewards. I jumped ahead of myself, but how is your family's attitude towards being stewards to what they've been entrusted or to their possessions. This is a very good sign. How your family take care of their possessions. All right. Who's faithful to fit much? How? All right. Let me give you a perfect example. Let's just say you want to give somebody a gift. And you gave them a gift. Let's say it cost $100. And they mistreated it. They destroyed it. How inclined would you be to get them a gift for $1,000? You're going to think twice, if at all. Why? Because they're not good stewards. They did not take care of what has been entrusted to them. I jumped ahead of myself. If your family members don't take care of what has been entrusted to them, believe you me, this is a breeding ground for poverty, a breeding ground for evil spirits to attach themselves to you. Also, let's just say, all right, let me start to say this. You want to do something for someone. All right, let's say you see someone needs a car, and you're about to buy a new car, and you had a good car. You get a chance to get a better one. What are the odds are that you would give a car to person A, who never cleans their car, never take care of it, doesn't do what they're supposed to do to maintain the car properly, or person B, who maintains the car properly, who takes care of it, even though it isn't much? Who would you be more inclined to bless? The person who takes good care of that's a good steward of what's been entrusted to them. So, if you are being a good steward, since you can't be blessed with more, you've cut yourself off a chance to improve in life. So that's another thing. Stagnancy. You're in the same position over and over. We can get to that. I forgot that. I forgot all about that. Stagnant. See. You can't be blessed if you're not a good steward. And like Mike Murdoch says, he'd rather have a moment of favor than a year of labor. So you can't make jumps in your life if you're not conducting yourself in a manner that shows that you deserve more. And like my teacher used to say, if you can't lift 10 pounds, how can you lift 100? And I guarantee you, if there's poverty in your family, good money says they're not good stewards of their possessions. Why should God trust you with 100 pounds and you can't handle 10? Now, when I said look into your family, because there's a pattern. If there's a pattern in your family, not just who you're born into, your grandparents, all their children, and their children, which would be your cousins, your grandparents, siblings, and their children, all of that, you are going to notice a pattern. This is how you're going to know whether or not you have witchcraft activities in your dream. Now, why in your life? Why I'm harping on this is, I didn't know this until I had the dream, which led me to go and search up on it, and I came across Minister Ewing. If you happen to be on this video and you haven't had a dream, this is how you discover whether or not you have witchcraft activities in your life, and you could act now rather than wait until the dream happens. My dream came 30 years ago. 30 years too late. It came anyway. But now you can look at your life, the physical world, and see what's going on, rather than wait until you get it in the dream. The next thing you're going to look out for is cleanliness. Now, people used to say cleanliness is next to godliness. I just say cleanliness is godliness. Nothing good could come from chaos. The universe is based on order. And to me, a lack of cleanliness is disorder. It brings chaos. And the Bible itself said that things be done in decency and in order. And you know this because you know if you go drive through an immaculately kept area, your whole body responds differently to being in that type of environment. Especially if you come from an environment where people don't care about how their surroundings look. And worse, if you're in an environment where people don't care about how their surroundings look and don't have no problem throwing trash. Throwing trash and being comfortable throwing trash is a huge red flag for poverty and witchcraft activities in your life, ladies and gentlemen. Be very careful about how you keep your environment. Keep your environment neat, clean, and organized. Do not allow clutter, chaos, and disorder to enter your environment. Because mind, body, and spirit are the same. So if you keep your physical surroundings filthy and chaotic, and that's going to affect your mind and your spirit. And like is drawn to like. So you make yourself susceptible for evil, witchcraft, and the spirit of poverty to enter your life. So check out how your family keeps their surroundings. And look at how you keep yours. Right now, after this video, do a clean sweep of your house or surroundings if you kept it unorganized, unclean, and untidy. Whatever you don't wear, go wash it, fold it up neat, give it away. Clear the clutter out your life. Because that causes stagnation, which leads me into the next one for this video. Stagnancy. If your life is in a holding pattern for more than 2 years, because you know things take time, so 1 year passing in the same spot, that's nothing to raise a flag about. But after the second year, the third year, if after 3 years and you going through the same thing over and over, ladies and gentlemen, something is amiss. Like I said, these by themselves don't mean there's witchcraft activity, but if they start occurring often, they start adding up. 2 plus 2 is 4. Now, I never understood how disgusting stagnancy is until I had to run an errand for my grandmother. I knew when water is stagnant, it stinks, because we learned about the gases that are produced when water is stagnant, and especially hydrogen sulfide, which is horrific. It smells terrible. We smelled it in the lab. It's disgusting. My grandmother had asked me to run an errand to one of her cousins. So I'm on my merry way. And I took the shortcut. The shortcut led to a body of water. It was so stink. It was like in the mangrove. The water came in, but it couldn't go out. The water didn't ebb and flow with the tide, so everything rotted was in that water. It made me vomit. That's how stink that was. That smells worse in person than hydrogen sulfide smell in the lab. It was disgusting. Then I understood why stagnation is a serious problem in your life. It stinks to the point that it's sickening. I wish I had smell of vision. I could take you there. Let you smell that. It must be more horrendous now because it's been over 25 years since I went that way. I never went that way ever again. Always the long way. Gentlemen, ladies, if the same thing is happening in your life over and over, every year past, you're still in the same position. Houston, we have a problem after 3 years. Because you need 3 years to make a pattern. The first year, you have nothing to compare it against. The second year, now you start to see a pattern. The third year, it's a pattern, people. These are red flags. And you know what to do once you find these red flags? You drop nukes in the spirit world after you consult with your physician. Drop them nukes. 6 hours, 9 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours. Whatever you feel led to do, do it. But drop nukes. Show no mercy. I told you already, in the spirit world, my one is shot as a headshot. They shoot you in the back. Shoot you when you surrender. They shoot you with your on your knees and your hands up. Everybody catches it. I don't know how serious your life has been affected. I hope not as a tenth of mine. So I have no mercy. Well, anyway, thank you for joining me in the Fassst Lane. And don't forget to check out the description. To check out my nephew's Living Legend merchandise store. Join the movement, become legendary. Thank you very much. This is your humble servant, Jay Mack. I'm out. Live legendary, people.